All right, we are recording. Okay, so Sydney, obviously I want to start with you telling us your story from distributor to presidential, how you did it, and how you, like, what has your journey been? How did you find it works, or how did it works find you, and what made you want to get started? So just tell us your whole story.
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, I want to say I'm super excited that you asked me to do this. I love doing Zooms for other teams and just sharing with y'all how I've been able to succeed with this because I know anybody can do it if you just put your mind to it. Like it's literally only a matter of the however many inches in between your ears, as Mark says. Like it's literally all in your mind. And so congratulations. Didn't they have to do something to earn the Zoom too?
Yeah, they had to sign 2 or 4 loyal customers or sign a distributor and get that distributor fast start qualified.
That is awesome. So
I'm proud of them. I'm really
those,
proud.
yeah, those $100 bonuses are awesome. So yeah, so I started with It Works back in July of 2014, and I was 20 years old. I'm now 24. Um, cannot even believe that this is what God had planned for me. Like, never imagined this being, my career. So I was a bartender at Chili's. That's where I worked. I'd worked there for 3 years. And I was also a full time college student. I changed my major like 5 times in college, did not know what the heck I wanted to do with my life. Thought I wanted to be a nurse, started off doing, nursing, prereqs and everything, and switched it like 5 more times. And I was just like, what the heck am I doing? And when I joined this business, well, first of all, somebody got the rap on me. So there were 2 girls from my high school that kept posting about it, and they kept asking me to try the rap. One was asking me to try the rap. One was asking me to host a rap party, and I just like wasn't interested. Well, I was about to go on a beach trip, and so finally I said yes. I'll buy one of the wraps. The girl brought the wrap up to me at Chili's. I paid $25, put it on. She texted me the next day. This is so funny. She texted me the next day and asked me how I liked it, and I was like, it didn't work. And then, excuse me, it was not until a couple of days later I realized it did work. I just didn't see results right away because some people see crazy results right after 45 minutes and they take it off. Some people it takes the full next 3 days of drinking water to see results. And I didn't realize how it really worked until I remember I got to the beach and I took a picture with my brother and my boyfriend at the time. And I looked at the picture after, I was like, I look skinny. Like my stomach looks so small. And that's when I realized the wrap worked. And so I was like, dang, I feel bad for like telling her it didn't work. And so, okay, I'm trying to think. Okay, yeah. So I tried the wrap from the girl that brought it to me at Chili's. And y'all, and by the way, my brain is like all over the place because I was in Guatemala for almost 9 days and I had no phone, no Wi-Fi, nothing. I did not talk about it work. I was on a mission trip. And so my brain is still like all over the place. I just got back 2 days ago. But
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
so I bought the wrap from one girl, and I would ask her questions and stuff, and she wouldn't really respond to me. She wasn't really, that interested in me joining her team. Even though she had mentioned it, she just wasn't showing me a lot of interest. But then there was another girl from my high school who reached out to me about joining, and she was like, like messaging me every day, following up with me, responding to my questions like that day. The other girl was responding like every couple of days. And so, and that's not to say anything ugly about the other girl, but, I joined with the girl who was really showing interest that she wanted me to be a part of her team. And so she actually never really ended up working the business. I joined with her, and then she was just kind of someone who just joined it. I think I was the only distributor she ever signed up. So I actually didn't ever really have I've never had an enroller. But as soon as I joined, I just jumped in. I was ignorance on fire. I jumped into our team page at the time. It was Susan Wade's page, Diamonds Are Forever. And I'm sure y'all have like Kate or Chelsea have, a page or something like that. And so same thing. Or I don't know, y'all may still use Diamonds Are Forever too. But, I was on the page. Anytime I had a question, I just asked on the page. I remember because I had a really busy schedule. I was a full-time college student. I was working like probably more than full-time hours at the restaurant at Chili's. And so I would be working till like 1, 2 in the morning sometimes and then going to school the next day. I was in a really serious relationship at the time for like almost 4 years. And so I couldn't really be on my phone that much when I was with my boyfriend at the time and stuff. Y'all know how that is. So I had to just squeeze this in when I could. And so I just remember, laying in bed at night before I go to sleep, and I would go on Diamonds Are Forever, and I would just read people's questions and read the answers. And I would watch YouTube videos. I was constantly on Susan's YouTube, Jade Hooper, Ashley Sinclair, and I learned myself. So I would learn some like at night while I was asleep, not while I was asleep, while I was about to go to sleep. But then, I still went out and I didn't worry about knowing everything. I was still that ignorance on fire. And I think, I was just so excited about my personal rap results. When my kit came in, I used 2 more of the wraps and I took before and after pictures, and I still have them on my phone to this day. It's still the same pictures that I share with every single person that I talk to about the wraps. I always send them my before and after pictures. So me having my personal results has literally gotten me hundreds and hundreds, probably over 1,000 customers in the past, almost 4 years. Those same results that I got, over 3.5 years ago. So I'm trying to think back. I'll probably get really sidetracked tonight. But yeah, so I didn't have an enroller, and so what I did in the beginning is I just went to work and I showed my before and after pictures to everybody that I worked with, and literally, like, this is what I did. I walked up to people and I was like, look at these results. This is amazing. I'm wrapping you. It's only $25. Can I wrap you today? And I'm like shaking my head, yes. Like, and they're like, okay, yeah. Like, I pretty much told them they're going to try it. And so I got the wrap on a lot of people. And I'm telling y'all, the fact that I was wrapping so many people, number one, I was making wrap cash and it was paying for my gas. Like, literally, I remember my gas was paid for in wrap cash. Like, I would go sell a bag of wraps and that would, cover my gas and like my groceries or my car note or something. So, anyway, I was wrapping all these people, but while I was wrapping them, I was also talking to them about the other products and talking to them about the business. And then another thing you'll notice when you when you wrap people, this is why I still love wrap parties. I don't really sell wraps, just individually anymore, but I do at least a couple wrap parties a month. And after people see the results from the wrap, they're gonna want to buy other products from you because they're gonna be like, wow, this is amazing. Tell me what else you have. Or they're gonna want to become a distributor. So that's kind of how I grew my business in the beginning. I sold wraps and I used Facebook. I didn't really use Instagram at that time. And I reached out to people. If I wanted somebody on my team, I reached out to them and I told them. And I said, hey, girl, I'm doing It Works now. I know it, my posts look crazy. This probably seems crazy to you, but I really think you might be good at this. I'm on the track to making a lot of money with this. Can we meet up at Starbucks so I can tell you about it? So I was doing Starbucks appointments like almost every day. Not almost every day, but several times a week. Because I knew if I could get someone in front of me, they were going to join me because they could see my passion, they could see my excitement, and I still do that to this day. I'll try to get people on FaceTime, a call, whatever I can. Our live parties, our online parties on Facebook where they can see me and other teammates going live talking about this. Because I know if I can get, in front of them, they're going to feel my excitement. They're going to know, like, it's so different than a text message. So, and I even meet up with potential customers in person. So I just worked really hard, y'all. I just worked really, really hard and just talked to as many people as I could. And a lot of people said no, and I'd always heard from the beginning of my business, every no brings you closer to your next yes. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep getting no's and keep getting no's and keep getting no's. And, even the first couple distributors that joined my team didn't do anything. I didn't know about placing customers back then. I didn't know you could help, place customers and get volume under people. I think like my very first 2 distributors didn't do anything. I think my third one did a little bit. And so I finally promoted to executive 5 months in. And then month 6, I went Ruby. So funny story, y'all. This was obviously 2014. And so I joined in July, and then it was October and I was still a distributor. And so for those of you who've been in for several months and like you haven't grown your team yet or you haven't, promoted, don't worry about it. Keep reaching out to people and stay consistent because people want to see that you're not going to give up on this. They want to see that you are serious about this. And when you can, they're thinking in their head, oh, she's just like one of those girls who starts selling makeup and is going to sell it for a couple weeks and then stop posting about it. don't be that person. When you can prove them wrong and show them, no, I'm serious about this. I'm not in this for a quick dollar. Like, I'm in this business because I love it. I love the culture of this company. I love, everything about it. I use these products. I'm serious about this and I'm going to the top, whether you're coming with me or not, type of attitude. That's when you're going to start proving to people that you're serious about this. And that's when they're finally going to start joining your team. But sometimes it takes months for that to happen, or years. There are people who just now, like within the past year or so, joined my team that literally have been watching me since I very first joined. And they're finally, like, I had a girl who joined recently that I've known since I was like 15, just joined me. It just takes time. But anyway, back to my story. So it was, I joined in July. In October of that year, Mark said, okay, I'm anyone who goes diamond by the end of December gets a $10,000 good bonus, which is a get out of debt bonus. And so I was like, I am getting that bonus. Remember, this is October, so I had November, December. I was a distributor. I had to go distributor, executive, ruby, emerald, diamond. And so I was like, I'm doing it. Susan Wade posted, and she was like, in our team page, she was like, post your goal, on Facebook. And so I remember making a little sign, and it said, I am diamond, December 2014. And $10,000 bonus, and I like took a selfie with it. I probably need to find the picture. So I posted that, and so I started putting my goals out there, and I started talking about how I was getting this $10,000 bonus, and how I was gonna make more and more money from my phone, and just all the awesome things about this business. I was posting about the products and this and that, y'all. I was just so excited. Like, people couldn't ignore how excited I was. And some people thought I was crazy. Well, there were so many people who told me I would never make it in this business. I actually got a message like 2 weeks ago from one of my old best guy friends who, when I first dropped out of college, which I'm not telling y'all to go drop out of college if you're in college, but I did not know what the heck I wanted to do. And when I quit college, I was already making a lot more with It Works than I would have ever made staying in college. Anyway, so one of my old best guy friends, he told me that I was stupid for dropping out of college, and I was like, this was never going to work. So this was like 2.5 years ago. He said, the money's going to run out, all this. Guess what? I've only made more and more and more money since he said that, and paid off more and more debt. Okay. Not to be braggadocious, but like, just to make point. He messaged me like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, hey, he was like, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, and I just wanted to say I'm so sorry for being a jerk to you the past few times I've seen you. And he said, success looks good on you. I'm so proud of you, and I was wrong. Those were his words. I was wrong. And I was like, you didn't have to say that. Like, I wasn't holding anything against you, but, thank you for that. So anyway, don't worry about the people who don't believe in you. Don't worry about the people who make fun of you or whatever. If they make fun of you, they don't know this company. Like, they don't even get it, y'all. Like, It Works is amazing, okay? So where the heck was I in my story? I do that a lot. I like go off on like random tangents.
I do too. Did you go diamond? You were talking about shooting for the diamond bonus. Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I did not go diamond. So, okay. I started putting my goals out there, and I did not go diamond. Keep in mind, I was a distributor in October. Okay. So November, December came around. I went executive in November, and then I went ruby in December. So I didn't go diamond. I didn't hit my goal, but I did get a lot farther than where I was, because I changed my mindset and I started showing people I have goals. This is where I'm going. Because guess what? People will follow someone who knows where they're going. So if you're if you're an executive right now, and you want to be an emerald, and you want to get that $5,000 bonus this month, guess what? How many days we have left? 8, 9, 10. No, I don't know. Somewhere around there.
I think it's 10. March has 31 days. There's a week and a half left.
You can freaking do it this month. This month you can do it. So you go post on Facebook tonight and talk about how you're getting a $5,000 bonus this month, and how that's going to change your life, change your family's life, what y'all are going to do with that money, how you're going to pay off debt, or whatever you're going to do. Get real about it. Get real and raw, because that is what people relate to. And then say, who wants to do this with me? I am doing this month. You're coming with me, or I'm going to find somebody else type attitude. Like, I know that sounds like harsh, but seriously. And so I didn't go diamond, but I went ruby. And then the next month in January, we had our conference. It was my very first conference. We used to have it in January back then. So that was January of 15. And I was mind blown. Conference rocked my world. I'd never seen anything like this company. I thought I knew this company before I went to conference, but I didn't. And I was on fire, y'all. I was so excited. And at conference, Mark says, he says, let's start doubling our efforts. Let's start, handing out 2 blitz cards instead of 1, reaching out to 2 people instead of 1, and then I remember he goes, okay, are y'all going to double your efforts? And everybody said, yeah. And he had already announced that he was bringing the good bonus back. So he said, if you go diamond, you get the $10,000 bonus. And by March. And he said, okay, are y'all going to double your efforts? And everybody said, yeah. And he said, then I'm going to double your bonuses. And I was just crying. So I knew that I was going to be eligible for a $20,000 bonus instead of a $10,000 bonus. And so that was January, and it was the end of January. And so I didn't promote in February, but in March I went emerald and I went diamond. And I got the $20,000 double get out of debt bonus. And I paid off my car at the time. What the heck did I do with that bonus? I don't even know what I did then. But then 4 more months later, I went double diamond. I kept that fire. I kept moving. This is a huge mistake that people make. People will get to ruby, emerald, diamond, and then they're like, okay, cool. Like, I have a team now. They're gonna do the work for me type thing. No, like, that's when people get stuck at ruby, emerald, diamond. That's when people start to lose rank or whatever. You have to keep moving. Keep moving. So I did not stop. I was like, I'm going ambassador like this year. Like, so that was 2015, and 4 months later, I went double diamond. I remember I was actually on the beach in Panama City when I promoted to double diamond. And like, literally, I was at the beach and I went double diamond. What the heck? Like, and I got a $15,000 bonus when I went double. And so, because diamond's like around $2,000 a month, and then double's like around $6,000. So I gave myself like a $4,000 raise while I was at the beach, y'all. Like, but I was at the beach, but I was working, like on the beach each day. I was working my business. But I was on the beach, so who cares? That's the freedom that this business gives us. We can do whatever we want. Excuse me. By the way, I forgot to say, I quit my job when I went ruby. Because I was hustling wraps, y'all. Like, I was, making wrap cash. And I think my commissions were higher than the average ruby, because I left this part out too. I was looking at my phone. When I started with this business, not only did I try the one wrap before I started, but I lost 18 pounds with our products. So I used the Greens Thermo Fit at the time is what it was called, and Fat Fighters, and I lost 18 pounds. So I was constantly posting about my results, whether it was, I lost, stepped on the scale today and I lost 2 more pounds, or, like, I'm so excited. I was walking around campus today and I noticed I have so much more energy from my greens, whatever it was, just the smallest things, the things that people could really relate to. I kept people plugged into my journey. And so people were ordering, triple threats from me. So I signed a lot of customers because of my personal results, because I was reaching out to people about the products, because I was meeting up with people in person to talk to them about the products. And so I was able to quit my job when I went ruby. And at that point I was like, okay, this is it. I don't have plan B. I don't have, I was still in college at that time. So it made it a lot easier for me, in college at that time, because I didn't have to go to another job anymore. So that's one thing I always tell college students. I'm like, look, I was able to quit my job, with this business. And so that gave me so much more time in college to just do my schoolwork, do homework, and then spend time with my friends and family, which is, the most important thing. So anyway, I don't even know where the heck I was after that. So I went double diamond. I swear I'm so bad right now.
You're fine. Like, we're loving it. I'm getting so many messages from my team. They're loving it.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Anyway, I went double diamond, and oh my gosh, y'all. Where the heck was I? Okay, I got
double diamond while on the beach.
Yeah, okay, I'll just keep going because I don't know what I was saying about it. But so went diamond in July of 2014, And then in 2015, I went triple in March. So it took me, what is that, like 9 months to go from double to triple.
Wait, you said 15. Did you mean March of 2016?
16,
Okay,
yes.
because I think when I met you in May of 2016, I want to say you had just gone triple in March or April. So it was March.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, oh, and I know when I went diamond, I was able to buy a new car. I had this like little 2-door Honda Civic and I loved it, but I just wanted something bigger. And so I was able to get like my like dream car was a Jeep Wrangler, like jacked up. And I had that for a couple of years and then I sold it because it got to be a pain in my booty. But, so when I went triple in March of 2016, I got my first triple diamond check and it was like $14,000. And I called my student loan company and I said, how much do I owe? And it was like 12,000, something like that. And I said, okay, I want to pay it off right now. Here's my checking account, number and routing number.
Didn't
And
your mom make a video?
Yeah, she did.
I remember this video of you like wearing house slippers, pacing your living room on the phone. And I went diamond at the end of that month of May. I think this was right after that One Team One Mission in South Haven that May. And I watched that video of you paying off your student loans, and that set my fire so much. I was like, I cannot imagine. I don't think you gave the amount in the live video, but I remember thinking like, that is going to be me in a couple of years calling my student loan company to pay off a really embarrassing amount of graduate school student loans. That lit my fire so much. Just so y'all know, if any of y'all can find Sydney's video about that, it was so cool.
I could try to find it maybe it's on my mom's Facebook and
yeah,
you like share it or something. That makes me happy that helped you. But yeah, like that was the coolest thing. And then I actually ended up finding out that I had another loan out, which is crazy, but I've been able to pay that off in like huge chunks too. So it was like a whole separate loans. Like those student loans will get you.
Yeah.
But at the time, I mean, it was like gone, So that was done. And then what happened after that? A year and a month later, I went presidential. So, and I'll be honest with y'all. I didn't build my business very strong to triple. Like some of my legs, I kind of just built people and I wasn't very smart about it. And so some of them did, kind of crumble a little bit. And I had to do a lot of rebuilding from triple to presidential. And, but I continued pressing on and pressing on. Like it's always just been my mentality. Like, I don't care how many people quit. I do not care if every single person quit. I will get to the top. Like, I don't care what I have to do, because there are people out there who need this opportunity. So I went presidential and I got a $50,000 bonus when I went triple. And then I got another $50,000 bonus when I went presidential. So I've earned $135,000 in bonuses, which is like what?
That's so crazy.
Like when I say that, I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Danielle Odom did a Zoom for my team while I was out of town. I was watching the recording and she's earned like $290,000, her and her husband in bonuses. I'm like, what?
So crazy.
Yeah, it like almost sounds stupid coming out of your mouth, but like it's real, And so yeah, I went presidential and it's crazy. Last year, I was the top 92 income earner. I think in April of last year, I was announced number 136. So like I found out I was in the top 150 for my first time and I was like, what? Like me? Like I never ever thought this would happen, like I always hoped it would happen and like said it was going to happen, but I never I couldn't imagine the day it actually happened that I was in the top, income earners. And then at conference, I was like number 92 and I was like, what? This is so crazy. So just know that like you can do it, y'all. Like anyone can do it. You just have to believe in yourself and you just have to have that fight. Like your why has to be so much bigger than your excuses. Like you just have to cling to that why, like no other. And like, I think back and like my why has always changed, you know, like when I first joined, it was just for some extra cash to help with like dog food and being able to go out to eat and like just small stuff. And then I was like, okay, like I think I could probably quit my job with this. And then I quit my job and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I can like turn this into like a full-time thing. You know, maybe I can pay off my car. Maybe I can get a new car. Okay, I did that. Well, you know, what's next? What am I going to do now? And so now, y'all, a really cool thing. Like I said, I was in Guatemala for 8 days. I just got back 2 days ago. And, you know, for mission trips, basically everyone, because they're so expensive, everyone has to raise the money to go on trips. You know, they have to be sponsored and stuff, which is a completely normal thing. But literally, like, I was one of the, like, last-minute people to join the trip. And so I went to our meeting and I said, okay, how much is it? And they told me, and I just wrote the check and handed it to them, you know, like, and like, it's stuff like that. Like not ever having to look at your bank account. Like I maybe look at it once a week just to make sure there's not been any like crazy, you know, charges that I didn't do put on it. But like, I never used to live like that. Like everything I ever did, I had to go pull up my little app on my phone and see how much money I had. See if I had at least $10 left to go to Starbucks, you know? And like I don't know the last time I ever had to live like that. Like I think back and I'm like, I can't even imagine living like that anymore, you know? Like there's just so much freedom in this business. Like, and if you just trust the Lord and just ask him to bring the right people into your business. That's something I didn't do for a long time. I just wanted to sign anybody up that I could get to sign up. Like, ask him to bring the right people onto your team, people who you can really truly help with this, customers who are going to love these products and, you know, are going to really get good results because they're going to use the products consistently and they're going to feel more confident, more healthy with these products. Ask him to bring those people to you, and he will. He will. You just have to trust him, and that's kind of something that I haven't learned until the past year. This business, like, I guess I don't. Kate, do you have questions for me, or do you want me to?
I do, but keep going. You're fine.
Okay, I was just gonna share, like, you know, outside of all of like the financial blessings, y'all, this business has completely like transformed me, my relationship with the Lord. Just to give y'all like a little snippet, like when I joined, like I said, I was 20. I was super immature. Not to say that I'm not still, you know, a kid at heart now sometimes too. But I was just super immature. Like I was a bartender. I partied all the time. Like honestly, like I was out getting drunk every single weekend, just like not living a good life at all. Like I think back and I'm like disgusted with how I used to be. And like, I'm not kidding. I used to go to church like when my parents made me like come with them, like hungover, like every Sunday. And like I would be like half drunk still at church. Like I'm not kidding. Like, and I'm sorry if this is like kind of extreme for y'all, but I just want to like share with y'all a little bit about my testimony. So I was just like not a good person. I look back and I'm like, because in high school and, you know, college and stuff, I just started hanging out with the wrong people and I got put down the wrong path. And anyway, so when I joined this business, I just had so many people that were loving on me and that were telling me, you know, you are worthy. Like you're worthy of an amazing life. Like, you know, God loves you, and like just pouring Jesus into me, you know, sharing scriptures and just the love and the encouragement that I had. You know, I've always gotten that from my parents, but I've never had that just from, you know, people who weren't necessarily affected by me, you know, friends or anything like that. So I had that in this business. I had a support system, and I started seeing myself as more than just a party girl. I started seeing, you know, I can have goals in life. I can have things that I'm going to achieve, you know, and then each small thing that I would achieve, I would feel good about myself. And I'm like, okay, like I want to go accomplish something else now. And then of course, along the way, like to get to the top in this business, it takes so much prayer and so much just like pressing into the Lord and asking him for guidance. Like you'll never get to the top without him, you know. It may happen, but it won't be stable. It won't be something, you know, a solid rock, you know, like the Bible says we have in him. So it's just been a huge, huge spiritual journey too, this business. And honestly, like God knew from the beginning that getting me into It Works was going to bring me closer to him. And so now, you know, my life is 100% different. I don't do those things that I used to go out and do. I don't go out and get drunk. I don't party and treat my body like crap. Like, I'm just a different person, and I'm obviously nowhere near perfect, but I enjoy myself a lot more than I used to. I have a lot more respect for myself now, and you know, I trust the Lord. My faith has just grown so much in the past 3.5 years, and it's just incredible what God will do, what He wants to do through you, not just financially for you, but also spiritually, because you're really going to grow as a person throughout this journey. And you know, I look back and, like, you know, 3 years ago, yes, I wish that I had been an ambassador then, you know, but now I look back and I'm like, thank you, God, that I didn't go ambassador 3 years ago, because this journey that you've taken me on the past 3.5 years with me about to go ambassador in the next couple months, like, I would not be the person I am today without all the trials and things that he's brought me through, you know, things to where I had to seek Him, you know, which grew my relationship with Him, which in turn helped me become a better person. So just want to share that with y'all too. It'll change everything about your life if you let it, and if you just press into God every day and ask Him.
That's so amazing. And I love hearing your testimony. I know that you're super involved in your church, and I love that. Like, I've heard you kind of give your testimony before on other Zooms, and I think it's so amazing. Okay, so I feel like I and a lot of my team know you for how awesome you are on Instagram. I was wondering if you would give us a few of your Instagram tips, and especially, like, what is working for you lately that's really helping you get customers and new team members who are, like, on fire and, like, ready to go.
Yeah. So, honestly, like, when I recruit people, I never know if they're going to be someone who's, like, on fire, you know? But, like, that, getting people on fire starts with me. I've realized, like, I used to sign people up, and I wondered why the heck they never really got anywhere, like, why I had to build all these people, and it's because I really wasn't helping my newbies as much as I should. Now when I sign people up, I literally, like, will send them a message. I say, make a list of 30 people that are on your chicken noodle soup list. Send me a picture of your list when you're done. I'm going to send you a message to send out to them. They send it out to everybody, and then they screenshot every single thing back to me. Excuse me. And I tell them exactly what to say back. So I'm basically, like, running their conversations for them. So that's how I get people on fire now. But to answer, like, your question about Instagram, so I only post, like, 1 to 2, maybe 3 times a day now. I try to do really quality pictures, and then really quality caption as well. So way more quality over quantity. I was on a Zoom with some of my girls a little bit ago, and you know, I was telling them, like, back in the day, we used to post, like, every hour when it was in, you know, the newsfeed was in chronological order, because we want to get our posts in, like, every hour where people would scroll and see us. But now, like, social media has changed so much with the algorithms. You want to post something that's a really quality picture and a quality caption, because the more people that like it right away, as soon as you post it, the more it bumps up in the feed right away. So you want to post a good picture, which causes people to read the caption, and then obviously a good quality caption talking about your business or talking about whatever product as well. Now, with that being said, I mostly post products on my story. I still post some products, you know, on my actual Instagram sometimes, but I wouldn't say that my customers come from that. Honestly, my customers, about 90% come from me messaging them, whether it's from a poll or just, I message all my followers. So I follow people, I let them follow me back. After they follow me for a few days or whatever, I message them. I just send them, like, a little product model message or product testimonial or whatever. And so that's how I sign my customers. And then, of course, I do polls too. So I'll post, you know, at least probably 3 or 4 times a week in the morning. I'll post, you know, a little video or boomerang or something of me making my keto coffee with my chocolate greens. And then I'll add, like, a poll in with it, just saying, like, you know, who wants coffee that makes them skinny? Me, or tell me details. You know, I don't give them the option of no. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and that's it, just messaging people.
Yeah. Okay. I always love to ask this. And so a lot of my team needs to hear this. And especially since you've promoted at least to executive, any promotion at all after distributor. Have you ever been in a funk? And whether that funk was, to some people, a funk is not signing a customer or a distributor for a month or more. For some of us, it's like, I can get in a funk if I almost feel a little bit lost if I go a week without a loyal customer. I think the longest, my July 2016 was absolutely awful. Like, when I think of like my worst month I've ever had, July of 2016, despite the fact that my paycheck went up, I personally did not perform well. Like, I don't know what it was about that month, but I just felt like I was a failure that month. So I always love asking leaders, especially after any sort of promotion, like, have you ever gotten in a funk? Because a lot of people on my team, I think, sometimes get in their heads and think they're the only ones who go through it. But I love to hear other leaders say, no, it happens to all of us because this is a business. So I want to hear from you. What is a funk to you? Have you ever been in one? Have you been in multiple ones? And how do you get out of it? I know that's like a question laced with questions, but go for it and just tell us how you deal with that.
Yeah, I've been in multiple funks, like so many times. It's like not even funny. But I will say, like, the only thing that has ever gotten me out of a funk is just doing. Like, literally, I can just think back to one time when I was still living with my parents, and I was probably like a diamond or double, and I was just like, I'm not signing anybody, which made me like depressed and just down, not depressed, but like down in the dumps. And I remember just wanting to lay in bed, and I laid there for like a day, and I was like, I do not want to do this business. I don't want to do anything. Like, I suck at this right now. Like, what the heck? And I just had to sit up, and I just had to go and sit at a desk. Okay, that's the thing. Like, me laying right here in my bed, like, I usually don't work in my bed because, like, you know how when you're in school, like, they tell you sit up when you're taking a test because the blood's flowing. Like, seriously, I do my best work when I'm sitting at my desk. So, like, just keep going. Like, you just have to make yourself start again. Like, people never get out of their funk because they don't make themselves get out of their funk. Like, if you're in a funk and you keep saying, oh, I just don't know how to get out of this funk, you're not going to get out of your funk. Like, you just have to do it. Like, the only thing that's going to get you out of it is just starting again and just talk to more people. One of my diamonds one time, she said for every person that tells her no, she messages 10 more people. So that's like a good like rule of thumb if you're not signing people. And you just have to know, like, y'all, I could literally sit here, like, do y'all want to see my DM and see how many people have not responded to me? I'm not kidding. Like, I will literally like show you right now, just like to make a point. Well, actually, no, because Instagram changed and it shows like the little however many hour things that they haven't been active or whatever. So you can't see it now. But like, I could literally sit here and scroll and like so many people don't respond to me. Like, I don't care. There are still so many more people in the world that don't even know about this, So you just can't worry about it. You just have to keep going. And then, of course, like podcasts. I listen to podcasts almost every single day. I'm constantly, every single morning I get up and I spend time with the Lord first, and I tell him it's his day, and, or at least I try to every single day. And, I just read his word, get encouraged that way, pray. Like, the first thing that I try to do when I spend time with the Lord is I just tell him anything that's on my chest, like anything that's bothering me. I just say it out loud. I'm like, okay, God, there's this and this and this, and, this ticked me off today, and this really sucked yesterday, and this, but like, I know you're in control, so I'm going to give you all these things right now. And, I ask that I'm giving these things to you, so just fill me with your peace and your joy and get me through this day and, make me excited, and he will. And then, self-development. I'm not a huge reader. I just recently started reading, honestly, but I listen to a lot, like I said, podcasts, Spotify. If you'll look up Stephen Furtick on Spotify, he gets me going. Like, love it. So yeah. And then also, like, I remember, I used to always listen to Carrie Young on YouTube. Find like a certain leader that you just love, and whenever you're in a funk, just go to their YouTube and just watch their YouTube videos. They'll get you pumped up.
Tiffany Herr and Jade Hooper are my go-tos. They are my mom personality. They're my like boss babe personality. I love how they are not afraid to spit it, and I love them. Anytime that I'm feeling kind of down, I just go listen to one of their videos. And what's cool is that I can listen to any of them. They're all great. I just go listen, like, something that they've said. Okay, so I want to give my team some time to like ask you questions, but I have one more question for you before I open it up and let them. And I hope that y'all still have some questions, so I'm not too embarrassed, but I'm sure y'all do. So my question is, I've got several people on here that are super close to that $5,000 Emerald bonus and are probably going to get it. But I also have a few on here, like you said, there's 10 days left in March that could definitely do it and really want to, but maybe internally think there's no way. So what would you say to everyone on this Zoom and your team as well, who are, whether they're real close or still got a good ways to go, what would you say to those people who are running after the $5,000 Emerald bonus at the end of this month?
Get to work. Like, get off the Zoom whenever we're done, shut it, and get 3 hours of sleep every single night the rest of the month. Like, if that's what you have to do, like, you have to do what you have to do, because it's a $5,000 bonus. How is $5,000 going to affect you? Like, you literally just, you know, if you have kids, see if somebody can come over and help you watch your kids a couple days, you know, get no sleep, you know.
Yeah.
There were girls, okay, I had a girl go triple diamond last month. She and her team pulled in 9,000 volume in 3 days. They did not sleep. I was in Texas with them promoting. We did not sleep. We slept like 2 hours a night. You know, we were contacting everybody. We were doing host to post, you know, post on your Facebook and say, you know, who would want to make a post for me in turn for, you know, the chance to get a free product. And then, you know, send them a post to post and like a before and after picture of like the cleanse or something, or hair, skin, and nails, and have them post it. And then tell them anybody who orders from you because their post, you'll give them a free product for. We got lots of customers that way last month, and back when I went presidential, I did that. So any way that you can get the word out, ask your loyal customers, ask your friends, ask your family, who do you know that you can share this with. I will give you a free product for every customer that you send to me. Just get to work and like do whatever you have to do. This business may have to be your life for the next 10 days, but isn't it going to be so worth it when you see that paycheck next month? You know, so that's my advice. And you can do it. Like, I don't care if you join today. Emerald is 14 people. They each need $400 in sales. That's 4 systems that each person needs to sell. And if you had to do that, if your life depended on it, you would make it happen.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to open it up to some questions. It's 9:45. I'd like to end around 10, if that's okay with y'all, so that I've got some Pacific time or Eastern time people that I know it's like getting close to 11 for them. So I'm going to open it up to questions for my team. If you guys can, oh, Katie, she just sent me a message, says she's almost crying. If y'all can unmute yourself and ask your question, or type it in the chat box. Okay, Chelsea Wagner, she's amazing. She and I went to high school together. She said, what is your go-to reach out post for a distributor or loyal customer? Like, is there a certain, I think she's asking if there is a certain post that you do that seems to garner a lot of attention.
Like, to get people to message me, or what? Just like in general?
Yeah, your go-to reach out post for a distributor or loyal. I think like a good attention grabbing post. What's something that people typically respond well to, whether it's like commenting or messaging you about that post?
Okay, so as far as like potential distributor posts, the posts that get me the most distributors is pictures of like me different places working. Like, I'm trying to find one. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a picture of you on your phone, but just like this picture is like a picture of me at the mall. And so in the caption, I'm sure that I said something about, you know, being able to work from anywhere that I am. If I didn't in that one, I'm sure I did in like the next one after that. those posts talking about, being able to work from wherever you are, that's what people want. Like, they want to be able to make money from their phone around their crazy schedule, because no one has a lot of time on their hands. Like, they want to, do this whenever they can. And then for like loyal customers, these type of posts, hold on, let me find a good one. This one got me a lot of potentials. It's just like a picture from Pinterest of like a girl in like workout clothes. And it just says like, just opened up. I need 9 people to do a product review for my portfolio. And then it's like gives options. Like 1, someone who wants to get rid of stretch marks. 2, someone who wants to lose 20 pounds. Like those type of posts get me comments. And it's like, drop your emoji below or whatever. So those type of posts are great for customers.
I love that. Okay, I'm having people tell me that they're taking like 4 pages of notes. Okay, let me get a couple of more. I know there's more people on my team. Katie, you usually ask good questions if you wanted to ask something. Y'all just type them in the chat or unmute yourself.
Thank you for saying that, Kate, but I think she already answered all mine.
Isn't she amazing?
Oh, sweet.
So thank you, Sydney, for doing this. I have learned so much from you and relate to you so much, so thank you.
Oh, I hope it helped. How many messages do you send out a day? At least 50. At least.
Do you ever go, I say on average, especially now that I'm back in the classroom, on average now I would say 25. I used to say 50 because I legit used to send between 50 and 100 a day. And now I would say on average 25, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's IEP season. If you're a special education teacher, you know what I'm talking about. So it's crazy. But do you ever have days where like you're seriously so swamped you post but you don't send a single message?
Yeah.
Like, I want my team to know that that's okay. And I think I also, and you may have something to add on to this, at the beginning of this business, I used to think that like the secret ingredient was like whoever can send the most messages will be the most successful. And in some ways that's not true, but now I kind of think that whoever can build the most relationships by sending messages to people, like when your messages are initially not all about it works and you're just aiming to reach out and make a friend, then those are the people who are the most successful. Not the people who send the most cold messages, but the people who build the most relationships within those messages are the ones who are the most successful. So do you teach your team as far as like messaging people to do the same thing you do, to reach out to everyone who follows you within a few days?
I mean, yeah, it's not always within a few days. Like, we start at the bottom of our followers and just message. So it just, like, depending on how fast you're messaging and how many people are following you, like, it may be someone that followed you a couple of days ago. But yeah, like, as long as they're following me, I always message them about the products. But I do agree, like, building relationships is really good too. Like, just one thing that we'll do sometimes is like go to the stories at the top and like watch people's stories. I mean, you don't have to take time and actually watch them, but just like, flip through them and message people like, oh my gosh, girl, like, you're so cute. Like, your dress is so cute. Where'd you get it? Like, build relationships that way through the stories.
I love that. All right, 2 more questions. One of them I think might be from someone on your team because I don't recognize her name, Nene Scott. She says, people tend to seem uninterested when I explain what being a loyal customer is. How do you keep them interested? I love that because I want you to tell us your verbiage. Or how do you explain what being a loyal customer is?
I literally say the same thing I've said since the very beginning of my business. I say, for example, the wraps. The wraps are $99 retail, or they're only $59 as a loyal customer. I wait. I let them ask me what's a loyal customer. I say, you just get at least one product of your choice the following 2 months as well, and you get discount for life. And then now sometimes I'll add in, and you also get free shopping sprees. That's it.
Just keep it really simple. And
Yeah.
don't answer a question. Don't word vomit and answer questions they've not even asked you.
Yes. And like if they're ever concerned about like, oh, I don't know if I can afford the next 2 months, I'm like, oh girl, you don't have to worry about that. You can literally get our cheapest product. We have products as low as $25. And
That's
like
so
people have
awesome.
fun with it. Yeah.
I love that. Keep it really simple. I like that. All right, one more, and it's from a girl on my team who says, how do you stay recharged after juggling such a big team? What's the best way to stay organized and while you're gaining a bigger team and a bigger It Works family? So basically, I think she's asking about organization skills as you're building your team and keeping track with everybody.
So honestly, like I just keep it really simple. I have a binder. Hold on. So like I just have this normal binder, and in the front I have my steps to success. So it's different for me because I do this business full time. Like I do nothing else, so I hold myself to a higher standard. But I try to do my steps to success once a week, and so I like you could write it out just once a month. Okay, that's what normal people do who don't do this full time. But however many times you want to do your steps to success, write it out and put it, at the front of your binder. That's where I have mine, and I fill it out as I go. And then I keep all my steps to success so I can just follow up my loyal customers. And then I have a sheet, and actually this one only has one distributor on it because I just started a new sheet. But this is, and Kate, I can send this to you if you want, but it's just a little chart where I write my new distributors down. And it just says name, the day that they started / fast start deadline, and then LC 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 80 BV auto ship / 150 PBV. So, I'm, every other day at least, I'm going through this list of my new distributors and texting them. And, if they don't have their loyals, I'm saying, okay, girl, like, let's send out some more messages. Let's get on Facebook and send out messages. Let's get on Instagram. I'm making sure they're posting or whatever. And so I'm keeping track with them as they sign their 4 loyals to get that $100 shopping spree. So that's how I stay, organized with my new distributors. I write down my steps of success. I follow up my customers, just no certain time, just whenever I remember to. Excuse me. And then on the next page, well, I don't really use that anymore. And then like I have charts in my binder, and then I have just an agenda book where I just write names down. Like people from Instagram, I'll write their name down in my agenda book just on the day that we talked. That way, pretty much like every day I'll go back to 2 days before, and I'll just follow up with those people again. And then I'll go back to 2 weeks before and follow up with them, 2 months before and follow up with them. The people that I'm like texting, I'll just scroll through my texts like basically every day and go back to the day before. I'm honestly not super organized, y'all. Like
I'm not
super organized. I know as long as I'm talking to people and following up with people every single day, my business is going to grow. Like I'm not too specific about who I'm talking to when. Yeah, like.
Okay. We've got 5 minutes, so I wanted to see, Sydney, if you had like any closing remarks, any like last piece of advice that you would like to give to my team, to your team. And then if you didn't mind, I was going to let you close us out with prayer because I love a Sydney Stapleton prayer.
I was just thinking that.
I always try to pray over my team before I bought my Zoom subscription a while back. And then I let it expire, and then I just renewed it today. But we would only be able to go like 40 minutes, and literally it would be yes, Jervia, I'll ask. And I would literally get to like 39 and 30 seconds left, and I'd be like, okay, y'all, we're gonna pray really quick. And I would start praying, and literally it would end right as I said amen. It would suddenly cut off. It was so funny. I'll let you close out in just a second. Jervia is a girl on my team, and she wants me to ask. She said that she was in a store, and this guy wanted to know more about the wraps. And then he told her that she wasn't being a salesperson. So she asked, how do you handle face-to-face interactions? I guess if you blitz someone or somebody asks you about a product, how do you talk to someone face-to-face? I know even still, I sometimes get like a little nervous. Like sometimes I will start sweating a little bit. I don't know why, but because I love to talk to people. So give me like your thoughts on that.
So when somebody asks me like, what do you do or whatever, in person. I always have Blitz cards. I haven't had any with me recently. I need to order some of the new ones. But if you have the old ones, I always usually have those in my purse. So I'll say, I run a home-based health and wellness business. Have you ever heard of It Works? And then they'll say yes or no or whatever. And I'll say, oh, well, this is what it is. Let me get one of my cards for you. And so I'll just pull out one of my cards on my purse and I hand it to them. And I just say, this is what it is. And then I'm just chill. Like, I just let them look at it. And, obviously with the old Blitz cards, it was like a picture of the wrap. And then I would flip it over and I'd say, this is what it is and this is what it does. And here, there's a before and after picture. The new Blitz cards are different. So what you could do is just have like a good before and after picture on your phone and say, like that guy was asking about the wraps. Yeah, they really work. Do you want to see a couple result pictures? They're going to say, yeah. They're going to say yes to that. They're not going to say no to that. So just have, a little album of like a couple on your phone or whatever and just show them some results because results don't lie, obviously. So just keep it simple. Like, I think that we freak ourselves out because we're like, how like when you were in high school and like you wanted a guy to like you so bad that like when he first talked to you, you like froze up and you're like, oh my gosh, like that's how we get with this business. Cause we're like, we want them to like want our product so bad that we like don't even we like become not ourselves all of a sudden. Just like, if it's meant to happen, if they're meant to be on your team, they're meant to order from you, they're going to. So just be chill and just say, yeah, it's amazing. Like, we offer a wrap that like tightens and tones your body in just 45 minutes. We have weight loss supplements, workout supplements to help you gain muscle and skincare, all types of stuff. And then let them ask you questions. That's how I explain it every time.
I love that. Okay, so any closing remarks, and then you can close us out with prayer whenever you are ready.
Yeah. Just know that y'all can do it. Like, I'm no one special. Any of the lies in your head, like, you just have to ignore them. Get in the Word, pray every day. And just, I want you to know that like anything in your head telling you that you can't do it, I promise you it's gone through my head before. I've just fought it a little bit harder than the people who gave up. So don't give up. Work like your whole life depended on this business. I've gone through times when I have done like nothing, like, in college and stuff, there were weekends when I did nothing besides work. I sat at my desk and worked on the weekends because that's the only time that I had, just do whatever it takes. And I promise it's going to be so worth it. Cause like the freedom that I have now, it was so worth all the years of really, really, really building to get a really strong team. Which I'm still working really hard because now I'm trying to go ambassador, we're always working, but it'll be to a point one day where you're going to have so much freedom. You're not going to have to work 24/7, but you may have to right now to get to where you want to be, not 24/7, but you may have to use, a lot of that free time that you'd like to be using on other stuff to do this business, but it's going to be so worth it. Did that come out right, Kate? Like,
I love it. Yeah.
I feel like I made it sound like,
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
I quit my job before I ever even got my first It Works paycheck. And I was like, I don't care if I never sleep. Yeah, I quit my job before I got my first paycheck. And I was like, I said, I'm not going to work. I'm going to do this. Like, it's this or nothing. And I thought in order to survive, I've got to do this. And it's like you said, if somebody said no matter where you are, you've got to go Emerald by the end of this month or you're going to die or something like that. Do you think you do it? Well, heck yeah. And I just looked at my son and he was and still is such a big part of my why. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And now I'm teaching again full time and I still haven't let up. I mean, you can ask my team. I actually have signed more customers and distributors since I began teaching again in the middle of February than I have in a long time. And all I can say is that like, it's not me, it's God. I had to a couple of Fridays ago, especially, and like my team knows like there's a lot of personal things going on in my life. And I was kind of like talking to God. I talk to him every day, especially during this season. But there was a couple of Fridays ago, kind of like when things were like really scary for me and really confusing, where I was like, God, you've got to show me that this is for sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Like now I'm back in the classroom. I don't want my business with It Works to suffer. You've brought me this incredible company, this amazing team. Like, please show me that this is definitely what I'm supposed to be doing. And that Friday, I signed up 2 distributors. I signed like 3 or 4 customers. I got those distributors fast start qualified before that Friday was over. And it was like Friday afternoon. I was still at school. I was still at work at the middle school. And I left the classroom just like, I didn't like my job. I don't always have kids in my room. So I was able to leave the classroom. I didn't leave kids in there. But I said to myself, I've got to go find a place. I have to go find a place in this school to get on my knees and praise God. I'm so serious. I have to find a place to go get on my knees and praise the Lord. I walked around the school. I finally went into the library. Our librarian wasn't there. Her workroom was open and it's carpeted. Like I thought about the bathroom, but I was like, I'm not going to go get on my knees in the bathroom. I went to the library. I went to the library workroom, the librarian's workroom, and I got on my knees in front of this case of like DVDs that teachers borrow for the kids and stuff, and I bowed my head. I think this is the first time I for real have gotten on my knees and prayed to the Lord. And I got on my knees and praised God for probably 5 or 6 minutes. I just kind of whispered out loud, and it was such an amazing experience. Like, just feeling so compelled to go find a place to get on your knees and pray and just praise God and thank him for what he's doing. And that was seriously right after I had this long talk with him, like, Lord, you have to show me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I am scared out of my mind right now. I am so terrified, but I know that I'm so strong, and I know that I'm so capable, and I know that I can do this, but you have to show me something, God. My faith is running low. I'm scared. Show me something. And he showed up that Friday. And since then, it's just been incredible. But that's something that I kept meaning to share with my team. And I didn't do it. I felt like it was such a long paragraph to write. So I'm glad I was able to share it here. But to just feel so compelled to go get on your knees and thank God, I don't know if I would have ever come to a point where I did that if not for It Works. I don't think I've ever gotten on my knees and prayed to God before. But I walked around my middle school and found a place to get on my knees and thank God. Because of It Works. It was all him.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad that you shared that with us.
It was incredible. It was an incredible moment. Okay.
Well, I'm really glad that you asked me to pray, because at the beginning of the Zoom, I literally heard the Holy Spirit tell me to pray over the Zoom, and I did not do it. I was disobedient. So I feel really bad for that, and I'm really glad that you're giving me the chance to pray right now.
No, I almost always ask whoever's leading to pray if they feel comfortable doing. I almost always ask them to pray. All right, girl, we've taken up 1 hour and 4 minutes of your time, so I'm going to let you pray us out. And Sydney, I will send this Zoom link to you as soon as I get it uploaded. It may be tomorrow or the next day, but I'll send it to you so you can share it with your team.
Okay.
All right. Thanks so much. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I just thank you so much for Kate, and I thank you for her team. Dear God, I know that Kate said that she's kind of scared and like going through a little bit of a rough time, which brought her to her knees the other day. And so with whatever she's going through, Lord, I pray that you'll just give her so much strength, God. Be with her, wrap your loving arms around her, God. Give her so much courage. Help her to be an incredible leader for this team, God. If there's anything that she's not doing that she can be doing to help her team more, God, would you lead her to that thing? God, just put that on her heart, Father. I want to pray over each individual person on the Zoom right now. I just want to ask God that you will show them the specific reason that you brought them to It Works, God. I know that you don't do things not on purpose. Everything that you do has a purpose, and everything that we do in life, even when we make our own decisions, God, if we give it over to you, you're going to turn it into something good, something beautiful, something amazing. So for anyone on this Zoom right now that's like, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. I just signed up and I just spent the $99 and I don't even know if this is for me. God, I know that you have a plan, and if they choose to just turn to you, and just give this to you and just say, God, I'm here for a reason, and I see that there's a huge opportunity here. What do you want to do for me? With this, I know that you're going to do something for them, God. So I ask that you will just bring them to you, and that they will turn to you and do that, God, and that you will really, really bless them, Father. I pray that you'll just give them excitement about this company, that you'll give them a new spark of joy and happiness because of It Works, God, because they see that this is something different. It's something that can impact their life in so many ways, God, not just financially, which in itself is a huge blessing, God. Your word obviously says
to owe no man anything, to be debt free. God, and I know that the more financial freedom that we have, the more that we're going to be able to give back to you, to give back to others, God, to help more people truly, really, truly give to people who are in poverty. Your word says to help people who don't have what we have, God. So I pray that you'll just bless each person on Kate's team and on my team, Lord, to gain that financial freedom, to be able to succeed in this business. God, bring them the right people onto their teams that are meant to be on their teams, Lord, so that they can bless those people. Bring the right customers to them who are going to fall in love with these products, and not just be customers who order for 3 months or, their card declines or something like that, God, but people who are going to be lifelong customers because they love these products. And I pray also that you'll bless our customers financially, God, so that they can continue ordering more products. Lord, I love you so much. And I thank you so much for this incredible vehicle of It Works Global, God. I thank you for Mark and Cindy Pentecost and Pam Souter and Mike Patillo, God, and our whole entire corporate staff that is working so hard every single day, God, to make sure that this vehicle is stable and that it is moving forward, God. And I pray that you'll protect this company so that we can be around for years and years and years and years to come, God. Give us confidence. Give us boldness. Anyone who is shooting for that $5,000 bonus this month, I pray that they will know in their heart that they can do it, God. Anyone who's shooting for a promotion within the next few months, God, give them the strategy, give them the game plan, and give them the people to make it happen. Would you transform hearts, Lord, on this team? Would you transform hearts in this company? Would you give them such a crazy, incredible spiritual journey over the next several years in this business, God, to where they grow closer and closer to you and they really find out who they are and whose they are, Lord. Let there be change where change is needed. Let there be growth where growth is needed, God. I ask that you will just shower all of your fruit of the Spirit over all these people. And if anyone does not know you, Jesus, I pray that they will come to know you, because you are King. You are the way, the truth, and the life, God. And there is nothing and no one as incredible as you, God. We love you so much, and we thank you for who you are. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thanks so much, Sid. We are feeling so blessed by you, and I really appreciate you doing this. And gosh, just thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. And I'm going to get this uploaded and send you the link as soon as I get that done.
Okay. Thanks for
Thank
having me. It's
you.
fun.
Bye, y'all. Thanks so much for getting on, Sid's team.